blow dip down, blow my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed, and the captain's mind was not on greed. But he belonged to the whaleman's creed, she took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack then tight once more. Our boats were lost, there were only 4, and still that whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Forever roll, yo-ho, yo-ho, till I'm naught but skull and bones, yo-ho, yo-ho. From outcast a kingpin was born upon the sea. There was meant to walk the land, a pirate's life for me. Avast you winding up the sails, don't speak to mutiny. Find yourself a wanton quarter bottom of the sea. Among the shores of St. Anne to the eastern shores, I'll take my chances on the winds to loot and plunder stores. Our flag, it stands for us alone and no one else around. We owe our honor to the sea and not to any crown. Yo-ho, yo-ho, the seas forever roll. Yo-ho, yo-ho, the winds forever blow. Long after I met Davy Jones, still I'm not but skull and sea. Bring her round into the wide of treasures to be found. A pirate's life and nothing else, to the ship she's going down. Yo ho, yo ho, the seas forever roll. Yo ho, the waves forever roll. Long after I met Davy Jones, till I'm not but skull and bones. Yo ho, heave-ho, me hearties, one by one. Heave-ho, me hearties, one by one. A pirate's life until we're done. A pirate's life until we're done. Heave-ho, me hearties, bring her round. Heave-ho, me hearties, bring her round. A pirate's life for me I found. A pirate's life for me I found. Yo ho, the seas forever roll. Yo ho, the winds forever roll. Long after I met Davy Jones, still none but skull and bones. Yo ho, the seas forever roll. Yo ho, the winds forever roll. Long after I met Davy Jones, still none but skull and bones. Yo ho. Many years ago when I was young, I went to sea for golden glory and fulfill my destiny. But all I gained for working hard were promises and scorn. Rotten food diluted grog and clothing weather-worn. Adventure, wealth and glory, though I'm never to be seen. I enlisted on a vessel with a captain oh so mean. But for a simple sailor who penetrated bay, there's always opportunity of making mutiny. Prepare yourself to fight, come with us unite. Drop all your rapier powders and sail with us tonight. Because you're free with us to sea. Combat all injustice, put an end to slavery. And you are a miner and been for all your days. Helpless you are standing there when your master's underpay. Bailiffs are so greedy and deceiving all the serf. So listen up and realize you better lives deserve. And meanwhile men of noble birth, they dwell in great abound. The rest of us must struggle in starvation that's around. Detractors are just what they are, malevolent pigs. They took of me my everything, in poverty I'm bound. Prepare yourself to fight, come with us unite. Don't forge your rapier powders and sail with us tonight. Because you're free with us to sea. Combat all injustice, put an end to slavery. Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave
Maid at the manor, she thought that all was well. Age of 13, free of man and lovely like a spell. And just when she had found her love in a kind and bonny lad, her whole world was turned upside down and good things turned to bad. It was because of the wicked count, an old disgusting man. Sad his spot so cold and cruel, a terrible tyrant. When he laid eyes on the little maid, he laughed and then he said, I need this girl to punish her and take her to my bed.
Prepare yourself to fight. Come with us, unite. Go forth your rapier powders and sail with us tonight. Because you're free with us to sea. Combat all injustice, put an end to slavery. Prepare yourself to fight. Come with us, unite. Go forth your rapier powders and sail with us tonight. Because you're free with us to sea. Combat all injustice, put an end to slavery. Prepare yourself to fight. Come with us, unite. Draw forth your rapier and powder, set sail with us tonight. Because you're free with us to sea. Combat all injustice, put an end to slavery.
Hello, hello. My mic working? I'll just pause that and exit out. Welcome. Welcome to Skull and Bones. Ain't much right now. It's literally... It's updating. Yeah. 43 minutes left. Dumbass me didn't check. So we're gonna just watch some videos while we wait for it to update. It doesn't take too long. Yeah. Well, let's get watching some videos actually.
You've never sailed waters like these before. The vast, varied, and very dangerous Indian Ocean is where you will fight for fortune and infamy in Skull and Bones, alongside your friends, your allies you have yet to meet in co-op, and your enemies who you have yet to cross in combat. Every element of this expansive pirate fantasy has been crafted with care and creativity by Ubisoft teams around the world, and led by Ubisoft Singapore, who has captained the ship with a few guiding principles to ensure Skull and Bones is ready for you to take the helm.
Our rallying cry is best naval combat game ever. We've been really active in working with our community. We've had multiple insider programs where we've really been able to leverage those experiences on improving the game. And that's resulted in amazing things like sea monsters and ghost ships, and being able to improve our incredibly deep naval combat system. We've added things like boarding, grappling, where you shoot out grappling hooks and you're pulling ships towards you as part of the experience. So a ton of depth has gone into the game pre-launch, and that's been possible through this interaction that we've had with our community, and it's resulted in amazing things in the areas that I think are going to be the things that our fans and our players are going to really enjoy.
We want players to really get attached to their ships. Of course, at the start of Skull and Bones, you don't have a very nice ship, and that's the whole point. You want to get into a place where you get to craft better ships.
That experience in terms of progression, how to create that kind of feeling that, hey, now I'm feeling better. Oh, that was a difficult boss. I want to actually be able to defeat it, so I want even better equipment, I want better stuff.
And we put a lot of time in making sure that the physics feel appropriate. So we play with buoyancy and mass and drag And the small ship in high waves is definitely going to have a bit of a rougher time than the bigger ship. So we really want the player to feel the difference in each one.
We want players to be able to customize their ships. So all the vanity that you get throughout the game, you can actually equip on all your ships, whether it's a small ships or a medium ship or a ship of a different type. We want players to be able to use all of that vanity that you collected.
Crafting and customizing and choosing a pet for all the ships in your fleet is an important part of Skull and Bones. Even more important is what you do with them.
There's not one way to play Skull and Bones. You can go down the golden path of progression and follow that, or you can be a pirate and break the rules and go, craft your own adventure and then team up with your friends or call for help in a situation and then make new friends in a group. That was a philosophy that we took into designing our contracts, all of our experiences, that co-op really needs to be at the heart of the gameplay experience. And you have to think about that from a development perspective of how are you designing contracts, who gets to complete a contract, how we're distributing loot.
We put a lot of effort to make sure that it's easy for you to play contracts together, and I think that's a big improvement that we pushed really hard for, because we want players to be able to enjoy the whole game with your friends.
We need to make sure that all players see the same waves. Our position of our waves in our water tech is deterministic, meaning it's always going to be in the same place at every moment in that server for everyone. We always know that, because we need to make sure there's no frustration. That would really not be good for a multiplayer game. We really wanted to push the way the environment interacts. We want the wind to create sprays, and we want particles coming off of shore waves. And Flores, our VFX artist, added bioluminescence to the water. And it looks the same during the day, but at night you get the glow.
Everything you see in Skull and Bones has been created with you and your fellow privateers in mind. And you'll also notice the unique touch of Ubisoft Singapore, as they've taken cues from their community and found inspiration in making a game set so close to home.
I think the moment we actually broke some of the shackles that we had to say like, hey, let's have sea monsters in, right? Community wants it. Let's have ghost ships in. We open up like the supernatural, and then suddenly you see that like the creative space, like for all the team members suddenly just expanded.
So the first mate was a new feature that we brought into the game with the extra time that we had. She represents a brand new character that we were able to add in, more exciting than the existing characters, because she sticks with you throughout the entire game from start to finish.
Perhaps this will help you chart your path forward, friend.
As you develop a relationship with her, there's going to be more of her backstory and who she is, and hopefully one day you will find out that, whether she's a friend or foe. Let's put it that way.
You are free to make your own luck now, Captain.
Captain, is it?
One of the best parts about being lead studio in Singapore is the fact that we get to add our own little slice of identity to it. Not just from the shanties that are close to this region, but more in the case of our first mate. We actually casted her as a Singaporean, so we were able to record her locally, and you can hear her in-game.
I'll stay by the ship while you tread shore. Pay no mind to the bottom feeders, Captain. Remember, we answer only to the winds of fate.
One thing we spent a lot more time to be able to improve is the gameplay aspect of the sound effects. Being able to identify which cannons these are, at which level they are, and at whatever size ship that you're at. That being said, we also wanted to be able to identify the kind of archetypes that you'll be fighting, especially before they fire those cannons. For some of these archetypes, you'll have them sound like an angry mob trying to kill you. Then you'll notice there's some that have a bit of a chain of command, a call and response, that sound a bit military. Then you'll know that that's more of like a pirate hunter or a warship that's coming. And then you understand that, okay, maybe I should turn and run.
Turn and run or stay and fight. You get to make the call when you download and play the Skull and Bones open beta for free from this Thursday, February 8th to Sunday, February 11th. Any progress you make, you'll keep when you play the full game. Skull and Bones Early Access begins on February 13th, and you can get in by joining Ubisoft Plus Premium or pre-ordering the Premium Edition of the game. The full launch is February 16th, as Skull and Bones unfurls its sails on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Want to learn what it's like to be a kingpin in the Skull and Bones endgame and keep up with Year 1 seasonal plans? Subscribe to this YouTube channel and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.
Me on mute. I don't know if it was shown in this trailer or in the next, but there's one feature I do not like about this game. And it's probably in this.
On land, we were nothing. Outcasts, oppressed by the fat cats and rich pigs. So we chased our dreams on the lawless seas. Little did they know, we'd rather die on the ocean than live on our knees.
The thing that I'm talking about is torpedoes. I absolutely hate torpedoes. And the thing that makes me hate them so much in this game right now is the historical accuracy. Yes, I know that they're adding a flamethrower. Yes, I know they're adding fireworks, rockets, or some other shit. I know that. This is a non-fictional game, but it's set in the golden age of piracy. You don't add torpedoes to the game. You don't add a modernized thing to a game set in the pirate age. That's what I'm trying to get. It just doesn't sit right with me.
That's where we scratched and clawed our way to anything and everything. Free to carve out our own destiny. You should see me in a crowd. Watch me make 'em bow. One by one. You should see me. And all those that stand in our way, may their corpses rot at the depth of the ocean. Their world was never ours. But we took it anyway. Out here, we are the kings. You should see me. Silence is my favorite song. Long live piracy.
This one here survived the wreck. Sure looks like it.
For years, Skull and Bones was assumed to be a ghost ship, the Ubisoft pirate game that would never make it to harbour. Having suffered 6 public delays, it is one of the most frequently postponed games of all time. The near-total silence that surrounded it year after year convinced people that it was either permanently anchored at the port of development hell, or that it had already sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Each new delay prompted the same question: what on earth was happening inside Ubisoft Singapore? The answer was hundreds of developers navigating a storm of design problems in hunt of their white whale.
We could not really reboot the game.
This didn't feel quite right.
We wanted to expand.
The narrative is, hey, when is this game launching?
Now, almost 7 years since it was first revealed, Skull and Bones is ready to set sail. But this final version is very different to the game we first saw in 2017. Across its development journey, the naval battler has changed forms multiple times, with its final design emerging from a major reboot that prolonged development and left several prototypes shipwrecked.
There's always things that you can salvage.
It got a lot bigger.
This studio knows how to ship AAA games.
This is the inside story of Skull and Bones' many delays and the challenges that caused them. In Skull and Bones, the Indian Ocean is your playground. You're free to explore its open world and hunt down the food and materials you need to survive in the golden age of piracy. You can take on contracts that build your infamy and push you towards the ultimate goal of becoming a fearsome pirate kingpin. Its story is minimalist, promoting your own adventures and the self-made tales of the other players that also sail these online seas. But Skull and Bones wasn't always this live service open world survival game. In fact, Skull and Bones has been multiple different games, or at least ideas for games, before it became what it is today. Our story starts in 2017, when Ubisoft revealed a brand new pirate game at its annual E3 conference. The presentation was led by creative director Justin Farron, a member of Ubisoft Singapore studio and a veteran producer of Assassin's Creed since the days of Black Flag.
Skull and Bones takes place in a shared systemic world, where you can sail solo or form a gang of pirates with your friends, and together terrorize the trade routes of the Indian Ocean.
But that shared world was not what Ubisoft showed in its gameplay demonstration.
It was more like a hero arena shooter, but with ships. It was a 5v5 arena-based multiplayer.
Known as Loot Hunt, this multiplayer mode seemed to be a naval-themed take on hero shooters like Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch, rather than the sort of seafaring MMO that Farron had described. But Ubisoft assured that Skull and Bones would be bigger than what we'd seen. It would have a shared world, seasonal content, and a narrative campaign that would flow into the multiplayer experience.
Our campaign is actually integrated into the experience in our PvE and our PvP.
I see.
So players, again, they start as an upstart captain. They work their way up. Yeah, I mean, narrative's important.
All of this, Ubisoft said, would launch in the fall of 2018. 1 year later, just weeks before E3 2018, Skull and Bones was pushed back until at least 2019. Despite the delay, it was still part of Ubisoft's E3 conference, and it looked radically different to how it did in 2017. Rather than 5v5 multiplayer, the new demo showcased a cooperative game in which players teamed up to take down a powerful enemy warship. Was this the shared world that had been promised the previous year? Or had Skull and Bones morphed into a different game entirely?
We like to see it as an evolution of the game. Not a different game necessarily, but we wanted to expand. We knew we had something great, it was feeling great, it was looking great, but why don't we offer more? Why don't we offer more variety in gameplay and bring back that exploration that was very popular in Black Flag? We wanted to do the biggest pirate naval open world game we could do.
As E3 2018 drew to a close, few people would have anticipated the 4 years they would have to wait until they saw Skull and Bones again. The following year, it was delayed until sometime after March 2020, and Ubisoft's E3 2019 conference went ahead without even a single new screenshot. Just months later, a third delay was announced. In 2020, Ubisoft revealed that the studio had found a new vision, which subsequently led to a fourth delay. As the years and delays went by, not a single thing was seen of Skull and Bones.
In July 2021, the long silence was broken, but not by Ubisoft. A damning report from Kotaku painted a picture of a studio in chaos. It claimed that over the course of 8 years, Skull and Bones had been helmed by 3 different creative directors, each of which worked to different documents, meaning that many concepts, including an Assassin's Creed spin-off and the modes we'd seen at E3, had been scrapped in favour of building different designs. Anonymous interviews with current and former developers suggested that the project was a mismanaged nightmare, lacking direction. It was a report that raised dozens of questions, but the biggest of them was the simplest. What on earth was happening inside Ubisoft Singapore?
The studio's contributed to every Assassin's Creed title since AC2. This studio knows how to ship AAA games, and that's why we got the opportunity to lead on Skull and Bones.
Ubisoft Singapore started life in 2008 as a small support studio. Over the years, it has grown from a handful of people to a few hundred staff, working on games such as Prince of Persia and Ghost Recon. Its most famous creation, though, is Assassin's Creed III's Naval Combat, which went on to form the foundations of Black Flag. With that series-defining success, the Singapore team saw a new and exciting future for themselves. They wanted to be more than a support studio. They wanted to take Naval Combat to the next level and create an original game of their own. But making a great game is far from an easy task, particularly when it's your first time as a lead developer.
There's nothing in the video game industry that's harder than building a new IP. You think you know what the game is, but you're really discovering in many ways as you go and finding out what resonates with your players.
You're trying to find the recipe, you're trying to find that core gameplay loop, you're trying to find what the IP is when you're making something new. Not everything makes it, but you learn from all the things that don't make it and hope that what's left is the best it can be. It's a journey, it's a process of iteration.
Creating a new game is difficult, but it's even more of a challenge without leadership. In late 2018, creative director Justin Farron was making preparations to depart Ubisoft Singapore. He would leave the following summer, but the need for a new creative director raised questions about more than just leadership. What was this game's identity? Was it a PvP multiplayer arena or a co-op open world? Was it a narrative campaign or a live service game? If Skull and Bones was to survive this development storm, it needed help. The search was on for a new captain.
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
The current direction of the game really started to take shape when Elizabeth Pellin joined as creative director, which I believe was about 3 years-ish ago. The vision that Elizabeth, our creative director, came in with was very clear. I mean, it was taking what was the original Skull and Bones, the 5v5 shooter, and turning it into an open world game where players can choose the way they're going to experience the world and really become their own pirate.
Ubisoft knew that Skull and Bones was in need of an experienced, steady hand. That seniority was found in Elizabeth Pellin, a 20-year-plus Ubisoft veteran and vice president.
Game is not. I fucked up, guys. I really fucked this up. So I thought it had updated. Because it said open beta on the page. When yeah, it didn't update. So now it's taking 30+ minutes for it to update. I might finish watching the rest of these videos, and then if it's not done by then, play Black Flag. This is my fault. I thought I had everything ready. I really did. I really did thought I had everything ready.
of its
Continue watching
editorial
this
team.
video.
Helen had significant experience in directing games with online features, and so it was believed she was ideally suited to a project attempting to work out its own multiplayer identity.
At the end of 2018, Ubisoft was looking for someone who was familiar with the processes of creating a new IP. They were also looking for someone to help Skull and Bones to turn the most promising prototypes and demo into a full game experience.
Prototypes, demos. Despite having initially planned for a 2018 release, Skull and Bones was still in the prototyping phase by the end of that year. And while the open world had been showcased at E3 that summer, internally, Skull and Bones was still a small-scale versus game.
At that time, the game was a 5 versus 5 PvP arena. The 5 versus 5 was fun to play, but sometimes it was also difficult for the player to maneuver inside an arena with such big ships. Because the ships didn't have a lot of customizable options, it was difficult for us to project on the long term, while on the open world, the game experience had more potentials.
But that potential was still in its early stages. Despite having been discussed as part of the initial reveal, the open world still didn't exist beyond the demo built for E3 2018. So far, it was just a taste of what Ubisoft Singapore hoped Skull and Bones would one day become.
The chunk of open world was a 15-minute demo that did showcase different classes of ship. It was not yet an entire open world. They tried to develop the PvP arena and the open world in parallel, but it was a little bit challenging for the team because it was the first time that most of the talents had the opportunity to create their own IP. We thought that it would be safer and maybe more interesting for the players also to fully focus on the open world.
If Skull and Bones was to succeed, the Ubisoft Singapore team would first need to find its focus. On Pellen's advice, all staff would move to the open world design and build.
This trailer right here that they're showing right now, this is how I got hooked up with this game. I didn't know this thing existed until I think they E3 2019 or something. Or 2018, I think. I didn't even realize this existed. I thought this went off the radar after, because I waited in 2019 for this game. Never showed up on the market, and I had all but forgotten about it until last year, where they showcased the thing for Skull and Bones. I got to play the closed beta with Bailey. If you don't know, he will probably be joining me either tomorrow or Friday. But, yeah.
Build that up from a demo into a full game. Any other idea the team wasn't fully capable of building in parallel would be cancelled, and so the 5v5 mode was abandoned. A third mode, the previously promised narrative single-player campaign, was also in development, and that would also need to be scrapped.
It was a little bit challenging for the team because it was their first IP, and building a solo campaign is really time-consuming. We didn't have the full team to deliver a full solo campaign.
Beyond the issues with development of the game itself, Pellen also saw that the studio was in need of someone experienced in building and launching a complete original game.
The studio was a little bit isolated also from the other studios and from the HQ. And since I had spent some time on both the production side and also the editorial side, I thought that I would be maybe a great addition to the project to help them with the editorial expectations and also to help them go through the different milestones required to ship a game.
With Pellen as the ship's new captain, Skull and Bones would finally find its true heading, the new vision that Ubisoft would later announce in 2020. But why a new vision? Why, after years of development, old visions and little genuine progress, did Ubisoft not just cancel the entire project? Why was staff not reassigned to other games?
That's a question I'm sure many people have, is why has this game continued for so long? I think that in many other companies, maybe it wouldn't have survived as long as it has.
Ubisoft supports projects they believe in, teams they believe in. I firmly believe that they knew that there was something with this. This didn't feel quite right, but they wanted to see what they could do. So they asked a very experienced creative to come in and take a look at how she could influence the project and take it in that direction, which is what has happened.
There was, apparently, another factor too. Kotaku's report claimed that the studio made a deal with the local government that requires Ubisoft Singapore to launch an original game within the next few years. In short, the studio may be legally required to deliver Skull and Bones. When IGN asked if this is true, Ubisoft declined to comment. Regardless of the details keeping it in development, one thing was clear: Skull and Bones needed reworking. It needed to leave its campaign and 5v5 mode behind and fully focus on the shared open world that it had promised. And so Pelin moved to Singapore and took over as creative director, ready to rally the team around a new vision.
I arrived on the project with one simple question, is how do you become a pirate? What did blow my mind? At that time, all those legendary pirates in Indian Ocean started with almost nothing to become the rock stars of the 17th centuries. They had to face unpredictable storms, they had to survive to mutinies, to shark attacks, and sometimes starvations. Suddenly, for me, it made this fantasy more relatable because it means that anyone could become a pirate.
The idea of that journey became the foundation for Pelin's vision, a live service open world game all about survival. This new version of Skull and Bones would feature resource gathering, trading and crafting. A deep progression system would chart your rise from a nobody to a notorious kingpin. If it was a key part of the dangerous life of a pirate, Pelin wanted it in the game.
My mandate was to deliver an authentic pirate experience within a deep multiplayer open world. So the first objective was to develop a vast, fully seamless open world dedicated to generate emergent content, but also to provide several activities to both solo, PvE and PvP players. Then the second big step we took is to break down our ships, but also the captain pirate role into different layers of progressions. The third pillar we worked on was the narrative. So we really wanted to give the opportunity to the player to write their own story. So instead of working on a solo campaign, that would have prevented the team to really create a deep open world. We built a lore that can be consumed like a puzzle in the order you want. Those are really the three pillars we work on to capitalize on the existing naval combat system to bring it to the next level.
Pelin's vision was effectively a reboot that refocused the team back to its original promise of a shared systemic world. But where a reboot at Ubisoft would typically see a team reduced down to its core creatives and then slowly built back up as the game took form, Ubisoft Singapore was unable to do that.
All the new IPs at Ubisoft went through one or two reboots. In the case of Skull and Bones, we could not really reboot the game because we could not ramp down the team. So we had to continue, we had to make some adjustments, but to continue to work with 500 people. In Montreal, it's easy also to transfer some people or to offer them the opportunity to work for a while on another game before to go back to the initial titles they are started. And in Singapore, it was not possible at that time for several reasons. So we had to work with this big team.
But the development team faced that challenge head-on. By building the new vision around the core naval combat systems that the studio had already crafted for 5v5 multiplayer, they ensured that Skull and Bones did not have to be started again from scratch. Much of the team's previous hard work would not be lost.
And there's always things that you can salvage. A reboot is never a total.
That's what I was talking about.
Crafted for 5v5 multiplayer, they ensured that Skull and Bones did not have to be
the flamethrower. I kind of get, and I'm okay with that.
Started again from scratch.
It's this that's bugging me. Torpedoes. Like, what the fuck? I know this is a fictional game, but what the absolute fuck? You're bringing a modernized weapon into a game that's supposed to be back in like the 1600s. You don't do that. You don't fucking do that. I'm just spewing fucking nonsense right now, but
things that you can salvage. A reboot is never a total reboot. So the navigation, how the ship felt, all of those things was even in the game you saw before. They felt good. They were pretty good. But how do we bring that into a progressive system for the player? How do we have more depth to that combat, not just more arcadey, you know, cannons go boom type of gameplay? So all of that needed to be introduced.
It got a lot bigger, and technically it got a lot more complex. Of course, it means that some things need to be reworked, some things need to be changed, and timelines adjusted, and you know, it is part of the reason why we need more time. If we have these cool ideas, we want to add to the scope, add to the vision.
Talk of your deeds grows louder.
Rallied around this new survival vision, the Singapore team geared up into full development. And by July 2022, 4 years after its last public showing, Ubisoft was confident enough in Skull and Bones to reveal its new form to the world.
Welcome to Skull and Bones. Our game takes place during the golden age of piracy, in a world inspired by the beautiful yet dangerous Indian Ocean.
But rather than being met by unanimous applause, the re-reveal was greeted by cautious skepticism and mixed feelings from the gaming community.
Of course, we are a little bit sad that some players expected Assassin's Creed Black Flag 2. Since the beginning of this reboot, we collaborated with players through our insider programs. We did a lot of playtests also to be sure that the processes of creation will follow players' expectations.
The best feedback, of course, comes when players have actually been able to play the game, and that was planned to be soon. The re-reveal came with the first solid release date, November 8, 2022. In less than half a year, the team's work would finally be in players' hands. 3 months later, Ubisoft delayed Skull and Bones for the 5th time. 3 months after that, Ubisoft delayed Skull and Bones for the 6th time. 6 delays across 6 years. Few games have suffered as many publicly announced postponements as Skull and Bones. It's a situation that's damaged the game's reputation, turning it into the butt of many internet jokes. But the re-reveal proved that Skull and Bones was still alive. Not just alive, but apparently on track. Almost ready, even. So, what happened?
Are you still only getting a job on your birthday? Then you need the new and improved Fleshy Pro 2.0.
Skull and Bones' early years saw the studio struggle to find the right design framework. That accounts for the first delay. But while the team was put on the right path when Elizabeth Pellon joined in 2019, the journey towards her survival-focused vision could not be finished within the initially planned timeline. The next 4 delays were the result of numerous design struggles, from technology shifts to simply ensuring the game was fun enough for players.
The particularity of Skull and Bones is that our entire world is a social hub. So it's a full seamless PvE and PvP experience, supported also by PvE server. It did require for a lot of talents to work outside of their comfort zone. When you build a seamless world dedicated to generate emergent content, you have to accept that a part of the content will escape to your control. It's so difficult to control the player experience that took us some while also.
Just like a proper pirate would.
We had to involve partner studios to gather different pieces of content and put them together and aggregate them into a world that took some time. And the more systemic is the game, the more bugs you have to fix as well.
Further complicating things was the release of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. The increased power of these machines was naturally a boon for an open world filled to the horizon with technologically advanced water technology, and so the decision was made to make Skull and Bones a new generation exclusive. The process to convert the game from old to new gen took almost 6 months. But complex work and shifting timelines weren't the only issues endured by development staff. In the summer of 2020, the Singapore studio was caught up in the wave of allegations facing Ubisoft regarding workplace toxicity, harassment, and misconduct. Following an investigation, managing director Hugh Ricord was removed from his position in November 2020 in response to unacceptable behaviour. Ricord was reassigned to Ubisoft's Paris HQ and replaced by Daryl Long, who moved to Singapore in March 2021. Ubisoft Singapore's managerial issues appear to extend beyond just Ricord though. Posting to company review website Glassdoor, former staff have criticised studio management for lack of direction and incompetence. Talking to Kotaku, One former developer said, "The toxic culture permeating the Singapore studio is in no small part responsible for most of the production issues, reboots, rebrands, and reboots that have plagued Skull and Bones for a decade." When asked if management had struggled to handle the project, a Ubisoft spokesperson said, "The well-being of our teams is our first priority, and we are committed to continually improving our workplace and production policies and processes to ensure we're offering a healthy work environment for all our teams. With regards to improving conditions during the rush to finalize a project, we have taken steps to manage this by implementing tools to facilitate more efficient project management, working closer with quality control teams early in development, and integrating more checkpoints during production to be better prepared for launch." In the Singapore studio, we have put in place flexible work policies and adapted benefits to support a healthy work-life balance. We also have in place an employee wellness team and are proud to have seen their work being recognised by several industry awards for their efforts in promoting mental and physical health. This is an ongoing process, and we must continue to be agile in order to build a better work environment for all our teams. Our teams are fully focused and motivated to create great experiences for our players. With so many development complications and pressures, delays have become a fact of life for Ubisoft Singapore's developers. To work for so many years on a seemingly never-ending project can sometimes be discouraging, and so looking after the team's mental health has been important.
There's an impact. We're working really hard, and of course we want people to experience and play what we're working on, but I think it's important, and I think many of us feel this way, is not to be so end goal driven. We accept that the delay means more time to make a better game.
It's a tough one, right? You're going to have times where deadlines change, where you shift in direction and you need to push things. So it's really about making sure that the team sees it as not a negative thing, right? Because it almost never is. So really, it's about team health. How do we make sure that the team understands why and what we want to accomplish with that extra time?
And a great example of a feature that did get added later on in the development is the infamy system. In many ways, that's one of the central pillars of the game, is the idea you're becoming this infamous pirate. But building that into something that players can progress their own way, and that's something that we saw as we went, that was a great opportunity to enhance the experience and the fantasy of being a pirate.
Alongside those delays, the project has also seen a rotation of senior staff. When it was announced in 2017, Bill Money was Skull and Bones game director, but he soon moved on to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Associate game director Antoine Henry also moved on to Assassin's Creed Valhalla in 2018, only to rejoin Skull and Bones in 2021 and then leave by the end of that December. Senior game director Ryan Barnard, who joined in 2021, would only stay with the studio until spring 2023. Creative director Justin Farron was replaced by Elizabeth Pellon, who has also since left the project, although Ubisoft says her creative duties are now complete. The result of these staff changes is that, in the final months of pre-release development, Skull and Bones has been captained by relative newcomers, with its senior producer and game director having joined the studio in 2022. Regardless of their experience though, they're still eager to deliver something special.
The benefit for me coming in at the end was fresh eyes. The second thing was that I don't have to be trying or prototyping some things if that's been explored before.
There's a lot of responsibility I think that we as a team have. The narrative is, hey, when is this game launching? When I showed up here immediately, like, when are we going live?
Ubisoft has finally settled on a final release date for Skull and Bones, February 16, 2024. 15 months and 2 delays later than its previously planned November 2022 launch.
At the end of the day, the game wasn't where the company wanted it to be. The last 12 to 18 months has been doubling down on the things that are great about this game. That required more time, that required more public-facing tests, more technical tests, more deep diving into the nuances of core and naval combat and co-op and some of these other things that are big parts of the product offering.
We made improvements to what we call the ship archetypes now, to define the roles, to fit better the multiplayer situation. So we kind of pushed the extremes a bit to let players know now, we do have archetypes in the game, we do have DPS, we do have tanks, we do have support, right?
The first beta that we had really, I think, set the tone for belief. belief in the product, belief in what we were offering. It was fun, it was cool, it was engaging, but also it gave us a lot of valuable feedback on areas that we could improve. As a result of that, we've added First Mate, for example, to your ship.
Pretty, huh?
One thing that came up a lot, I would say, like boarding is only a cutscene, so we kind of acted upon it. Boarding is now using grappling hooks. You need to aim, you need to understand, you need to have a feeling of range. It's no longer as straightforward as just pressing a button. As you've seen in the last closed beta, we have sea monsters and ghost ships now, right? It's really, finding what is cool for the players in terms of pirate fantasy to add to the game.
Removing the constraints of historical accuracy, I think really excited the team quite a bit. We are investing in naval combat in a space that's inspired by 17th century Indian Ocean piracy, what we call the golden age of piracy. But it's really fun to be able to say, like, okay, well, what's our next sea monster that we're working on? How is the ghost ship moving forward from here? What gameplay can we bring? I think the more that we focused on the fun, the more that we focused on what was cool, I think the game then really took on a life of its own. That's put us now on the path to be able to, in a very public way, at the Game Awards say, you know what, we are ready. We feel like we've accomplished what we were trying to do over the last couple months. It's time to get out there and go live.
For close to a decade, Ubisoft Singapore has been building and rebuilding Skull and Bones. The team, both long-serving veterans and recent recruits, have been through a lot, but they've finally made it to the harbour.
I think it's amazing the amount of resilience that they've shown and the changes in direction that we've talked about also. I mean, these are things that the team has adjusted as they go and said, we're not giving up. We're going to ship this game and we're going to make it great. And I'm really proud of what this team has done, and they should be very proud of themselves as well, bringing this game to completion.
It was not easy to create great synergy between the navigation and the aiming system, but they succeeded to do it. We developed it in a huge open world. I think it's the biggest open world that Ubisoft ever created, and now this open world offers a lot of opportunity to develop new activities, new narrative layers. It's like we planted a lot of seeds, and that are exciting to grow now.
But the journey doesn't end here. In many ways, it's just the beginning. All of that hard work was in service of creating a live service game that will continue to evolve. And so now development begins on DLC, seasonal content, and the future of Skull and Bones.
The seasons will have themes. That's where we may introduce new enemy types, new factions, some of the things we talked about, maybe more fantastical enemies. It's also where we can react to the community and bring in new elements that maybe they've been asking for that we didn't think of. Ubisoft has already committed to this game for years in the future.
With those seasonal ambitions, Ubisoft Singapore hopes that Skull and Bones is here to stay, and that players will find something to cherish among its lovingly created digital waves.
I think players will find their own story in the game. If after they've played the game for 5 years, they'll look back and they'll say, like, I was the one defining what it means to be an infamous pirate, and I got to tell my own story. Maybe at some point they're ranked at the top of the world, and they'll be able to look back and say, I was the most infamous pirate in the world. I can't think of anything cooler than that.
Becoming the home for a passionate community of online pirates is the ultimate goal for Skull and Bones. But regardless of its eventual success, and despite the difficulties faced by staff, the journey to this point has been something important for Ubisoft Singapore.
I do feel like Skull and Bones will be part of us for a long time. It's our first led AAA studio coming out of Singapore. Yeah, I hope we don't forget about that. We should be proud of that.
One huge reboot, 3 release dates, 6 delays. Skull and Bones' journey across the development waters has been far from easy. Idea after idea had to be jettisoned and thrown away. High-profile departures and scandal rocked the studio, but the dedication of the development team helped see the project through even the darkest days. Over many years, Skull and Bones has been many things, but its final form is now ready to set sail. And that final form is, surprisingly, the one promised in its very first public appearance, a shared, systemic world in which players strive to become the ultimate pirate kingpin. But it's a form that means that what Skull and Bones is today is likely not what it will be tomorrow. Its evolutionary cycle now begins anew, the design shifting and changing as Ubisoft Singapore reacts not just to the demands of its management, but its players too. It's a destiny that's fitting of a game that's constantly changed since its inception. What will remain constant is the story. The story of a development team who endured everything in effort to bring their first complete original game to life. Whatever that game was, whatever that game is, and whatever that game may be, the legend of Skull and Bones will long be as famous as the black and white flag its pirates fly.
Say, were you ever in old St. Anne? St. Anne, old St. Anne. Eat what you find and you drink what you can. Only in old St. Anne. Hey! Only in old St. Anne.
4 minutes left until I can play it. Till I can make my pirate kingdom. Let's watch the end game trailer, shall we?
I have to finish it.
I really hope you make it.
In the first year of Skull and Bones, risk everything you have to your name and face off against merciless pirate lords as you seek to establish your empire on the high seas. From the diseased Philippe Le Peste and the flamboyant Hubak twins to the enigmatic Li Tianning, each brings with them looming storms to stir these waters to chaos.
In the weeks leading up to a final standoff at the end of the season, you'll need to overcome their ensuing fleets, each with increasing difficulty. One way to make sure you can take them down is to create tactical ship loadouts and take advantage of the new ships and gear available each season.
Ready your arsenal to defend against impending anarchy by looting stronger equipment through new world events introduced each season.
While sailing the high seas, you'll also face off other prey and predators alike. From merchant convoys traveling along the trade routes to elite warships guarding faction settlements.
We're really excited for players to discover the endgame of Skull and Bones.
The challenges you face will be more dangerous with a lot more at stake. You'll go from working with the kingpins like Skurlock and Rama to becoming their rivals.
The Helm, an unchallenged colossus of smuggling, beckons aspiring pirates from around the globe with the promise of wealth, influence, and the coveted title of Kingpin.
Here, you'll discover that you can craft your own contraband, like rum and opium. You'll start with seizing manufactories around the Den of St. Anne, but more manufactories can be found across other regions of the Indian Ocean. Those can be lumberyards, settlements, foundries, and others you'll discover along your journey. Controlling them will help you generate profit automatically, without needing to do the dirty work yourself. You'll also be able to maximize profits if you are a strategic pirate. Some manufactories are connected by trade routes, which, if controlled, will boost your profits.
With a growing empire, you can elevate your operations even further by investing in upgrades for your manufactories, be it increasing the quality of your contraband or improving the rate of production.
At launch, there are two ways to take control of manufactories: hostile takeovers and legendary heists. In legendary heists, you'll need to work with other players in a race against time. Rob a golden convoy, survive a horde of warships coming after you, and make it to a location where a mysterious contact awaits. In hostile takeovers, you will fight each other in a full-on naval warfare to be the last pirate standing and seize control of a manufactory. At post-launch, we will introduce new endgame features each season, from the ability to assign fleets of ships to your trade routes to bribing corrupt officials for an edge over your rivals.
Engaging in precarious PvP activities will put you on the hit list of surrounding pirates.
Helm wagers are a high-risk, high-reward PvP activity where you can choose to gamble all your coin and risk losing them all.
Here we go. Here we go, mates. Let's go, let's go. But da 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 da.
Accessibility, enumeration, toggle, off, enable acceleration in game menus, cross button, select.
It don't fit. I don't want to wear this hat. Why the fuck is it being difficult? Off. Default, yes. Sure. Yeah.
The dawn of capitalism, when corporations as mighty as nations rule the seas and dominate the world trade. With an iron fist, they forge a path of tyranny and exploitation, igniting a battle for global supremacy. From the Indian Ocean, a flood of exotic goods feed new addictions and fill coffers with coins tainted in blood. And where there is blood, there are predators.
Damned fog! We've lost the Exeter! Captain Rustler
ship! She's shot through! Easy prey!
Always room for more riches in our home. Our fortune's done. We may yet get the executive we say that.
It's victory display! All hands together, nation! Let's take our starboard! Take them to the death! Hostile ship in range!
They're going to fire first!
Here comes the flagship! Seize the warship!
Aim for the big prize!
Ignore the below! It's the big ship we want! Filthy pirates! Taking us on in pure folly! Soon they'll be swimming with the fish! You fool pirates don't know what you're getting into! It's the whole damn British fleet! Shut it down! It's gonna die! Right! It's gonna die! Come on, cavalry,
There we go. It is so bones. Put your bones, you hole. I wish you could choose half. Yeah, who needs hair? Yep.
Look, a survivor!
Harry, the British fleet must have been here.
Take my hand. You're not dying today. Fate's thrown you a twist, friend. Freeman's luck must truly be on your side.
Luck? The British and the folk be them. I blame Captain Rasley for steering us into these cursed shallows.
We survived the battle, and now you arrive to help crew the dhow. I would say our fortune's on the rise, no? There's a certain yearning in your eyes. I've seen the same glint in others before. I'm sure you will steer us true to St. Anne.
To reach Pirate Paradise, we must first know the way.
Yeah. A logbook we
Fuck
retrieved
is
from the wreck.
that?
More than ink and parchment. Our fates are revealed in layers and often from plain sight. Perhaps this will help you chart your path forward, friend.
Make yourself useful. Take the tiller before the damn British return. I'll work the sails.
The wind favors the fearless. Let us chase it. Among the scattered survivors, one must surely know the way to St. Anne. Freeman's luck, guide us.
Freeman's luck, guide us. Alright. Escape from paradise.
You can go even faster. Trim the sails. Race yourself! Land ahead! Destiny's thrown us a line.
You can find help to get out of this place.
There's a little bit of delay.
I told Captain Rassler, the ship was as overburdened as a pregnant sow. We may have lost the British in the fog, but also the race against these cursed elements. See now, the Exeter's guts spilled across these shallows, and I'm surrounded by drunken sluggards who believe they are doomed to this hellish rock. And where were you, Captain, while the Exeter was hounded by British frigates? No doubt cowering in your quarters, like the filthy bilge rat you are.
Why?
And what good are your foolhardy ways, if they have left us stranded upon these shallows?
When
You
you
wish to
put
reach
it
St. Anne?
in for
Of
it.
course you do. And so do the rest of this drunken lot, sprawled upon their asses. But if we return to the Kingpin empty-handed, he will surely strip us of our titles, if he does not first strip us of our skin. Retrieve what remains of Scarelock's cargo from the shark-infested waters. Only then will I divulge the way to pirate paradise.
Wait a shite for that. You shit,
Good.
man.
Now make haste.
They finally added that feature.
Wouldn't trust the officer to guide a fish in open seas. But if the bugger knows the way to St. Anne, we need to get Sherlock's cargo. We can hunt these fish for food.
You must run back.
Those corpses, we might have to search them. Good work. I think we have enough.
I take it all. Huh. What the fuck?
You wish the way to St. Anne? Thanks for the goods. Scarelock may well spare my head, but I cannot say the same for you. After I tell him about the captain who failed to protect his cargo. Find your own way to St. Anne, chum sniffer. I don't owe you a sliver up your ass, especially when mine's on the line. Why don't you ask Captain Rassler? His bloated corpse might know the way. Now fuck off, built rat.
Fuck yeah.
A little weasel to the very end. If the bastard says Wrestler might have the map to St. Anne, we should search his wreck. St. Anne's horizon might hold the sunrise I've been yearning for.
Better hope the pirates don't start you in the back first.
Solving shipwrecks, press advance a step. Okay. The game's a little delayed. Gene Guy Choquette, Admiralty Office, June 27, 1695. Governor Legrand, having received from France His Majesty's proclamation for suppressing pirates, due to an alarming increase in predations upon merchant ships, has delivered numerous letters of marque to employ privateers to aid in the Company Royal's campaign to rid the Indian Ocean of piratical infestation. Under commission of His Majesty's privateers have seized upon numerous pirate vessels along the coast of Africa. Widely known as the Pirate Round, its trade route from American colonies to the Red Isle has seen an alarming increase in pirate activity since the infamous sacking of Dutch merchants. The Swadwa. Wide suspicion remains that the Red Isle is host to a secret pirate den, serving as a staging point for predations. Reports continue to suggest large shipments of contraband are destined for the region. The company hopes to gain further intelligence on the whereabouts of the pirate den. I don't fucking touch that shit. I remember in the first closed beta you could talk. Looks like he doesn't talk no more. He's just a dead corpse. Alright, I can just hit that button.
Freeman's luck indeed. You found a way to St. Anne and a letter bearing Skurlock's mark. The Kingpin will surely want to know what happened to his cargo.
Or Jones Carroll. We'll have 3 shots from a flintlock reserved for our heads.
Or just yours, friend. What's a pirate's life without a little peril and mischief, eh? With the cargo from the Exeter lost, Skurlock will need a daring rogue like yourself to procure new goods for his pirate empire. And so far, your fortune has steered us true. I'm glad we pulled your corpse from the sea, friend. Wrestler is dead, and with him, all prior obligations or duties. You are free to make your own luck now, Captain.
Captain, is it? As long as you don't stare us into the black rocks.
Which I probably might.
We're finally getting out of these cursed atolls. Fortune smiles upon you, Captain. Something tells me we're going to be just fine. I think I might even stick around for a while. Imagine what else we could accomplish together, Captain. We could build a strong fleet and crush our enemies, conquer any threat. We could defy the gods themselves. Onwards to St. Anne, Captain.
Make way! Set sail for pirate paradise!
Ubisoft presents an original game. Ubisoft Singapore. Belgrade, Berlin, Chengdu, Kyiv, Montreal, Mumbai, Paris, Philippines, Peru.
Ah, smell that salt, spice, and sin, Captain. The Indian Ocean holds many secrets and mysteries. The smuggling den of St. Anne is one of its hidden gems. Whatever a pirate needs, this place has it in stock. St. Anne is where we turn our luck into fortune, friend. Skurlock can get us started. That letter is proof you're a pirate worth a lick of salt. Hey, don't look at me. You're the best pirate to win Skurlock over. Me? Yeah. I had my shot in the past. We don't need Skurlock's loyalty to gain infamy and influence. Only his connections. A proper ship would be a start. Unless you want to keep cozying up on your dhow. I'll stay by the ship while you tread shore. Pay no mind to the bottom feeders, Captain. Remember, we answer only to the winds of fate.
This one isn't gonna make it. The little twig will snap within days.
Days? That carcass is just about falling apart. And reeks of whale piss.
Thank God. Alright, here's your main hub. A bounty board. Select a community trader. I'll come back there later. We got mail. Retrieving mail, Sons of Liberty. Got pot. Dearest Louisa, St. Anne is a bustling port. You would not believe how it attracts the liveliest pirates from all corners of the Indian Ocean. But I am but a schooner amongst the sea of naval frigates, and as luck would have it, the great Skurlock, pirate lord of St. Anne, has taken a fancy to me. He requested more audience of our gesture, I heard, and has taken me under his wing. Rest assured, though he may be a pirate, my job to transport goods from a pirate around is honest work. In these few months I've made friends with the locals. They are surprisingly friendly, although I get the sense they are unhappy about the company. I still remember their faces when some company commander set ashore and made a proclamation to redeem the port to St. Anne. I'll bet I am enjoying my growing fortune, and hope that you will join me soon, once I have a daisy in the door. I shall send word and money for your journey, Daniel. I just want to get those up. Alright.
More drinks washed away.
It's made up with a cane.
I could have another round. I'd house it. This one here survived the wreck.
Sure looks like it.
A survivor? Come on in, Callie.
Get it done, or never show your ugly mug again. You useless git.
I will only be useless git.
British wrecked my ship, sank my cargo, but shut you out. Hope you're not worthless. I really needed those goods. You see, this port rises on Julian's patronage. And that merchant's so rich he pisses liquid gold. All I receive is a letter. That fucker wipes his ass to smear my face. I send a full haul of goods, and his demands triple. I'll need more captains.
Oh, what are you
Proper
rubbing?
pirate, I see.
Very rubbing.
Well, you'll need a keen eye for prizes, and a lot more guns. Cully, I saw that little tub you washed up in. It's halfway to Flotsam. You've got spirits, but you're not ready yet. Now, you want to get out of those rags and into a real ship. Then build your reputation and earn the people's respect. Good things will follow. Do that, and I can make you the most infamous pirate in all the seas. Off you go. We'll see each other soon.
Need some silver before I meet. Infamy checks your standings and influence within the pirate community. New service and contracts will become available as you rise from level of infamy. The tougher the challenge, the more infamy you stand to gain. You know what the bad thing about this is? Oh wait. Oh. So we can only go to Brigand. It's locked at Brigand. Ugh. So to get to Scoundrel, you have to do Hi, Saul. How are you? Hi, Nathan. How are you, Solo?
More drinks washed up on our docks. I've had my fill of company ships.
I'm fine. I'm playing this game. Are you fucking shitting me? Oh wait, no, we need to go to the shipwright.
Ah, so you're the kelp that washed
I'm
ashore
doing
from the
good,
wreck of
though.
the Exeter. Skellock may see potential in you, but all I see is a would-be pirate with salt in their breeches. Tell me, what does the pirate king see in someone as ragged as yourself?
Stone. I don't know. I sent him a message on Discord saying, "Are you getting on?" and stuff, and he hasn't responded. It's showing him playing Fortnite right now. Aim to rule the seas one day, determined to prove my worth. Rule the seas.
And why would others sail with a captaini with one leaky boat to their name? But if you prove your worth, even the waves will bend to your will. I expect you'll be wanting a pat on the back, treasure in your boots, and John Skellock's warm embrace. Ha! St. Anne would sooner slit your throat than be called your paradise. I can build you the mightiest ship in the Indian Ocean, like I did for Skellock with his Margareta. But how you steer it into the waves is up to you, Captain. A pirate steers their own ship, but how it fares in a monsoon depends on its maker. Visit my friend, Zane, the carpenter, and he will help you craft the tools needed for harvesting shipbuilding materials.
Toes of the child.
Hurry before your ship sails away.
So many people here.
Ujambo, you have been floating on a splinter of luck so far. To carve a reputation here, you must get your hands bloody. It's the pirate's way.
I'm already spitball.
I like it. But be careful. The blood you spill is not your own. We can help each other. You bring me quality materials and I'll make you the best tools on the Red Isle. That way, both our names will grow.
Blueprints and materials are required to craft weapons, equipment and tools. Harvesting tools are used to extract raw materials from around the region. Tools for each of the different types of materials can be crafted at the carpenter in the den. Check the codex for more information about harvesting. New items.
Asante, see you tena.
Oh, we have to go cryocation. Straight ahead.
Get the wares swiftly and we'll be back on steady ground.
Yeah, it's on PS5, Xbox Series X, and Ubisoft Connect. but this is the open beta, so it's free for everybody. It's free all the way up until I think September 11th. Oh my god. There. I don't remember an alcove that way. Yeah. If you want, if it's done by the time, if it's done, you can play with me right now or something. Come on, get there, get there. Oh, I didn't have it.
The wind is against us, Captain!
That's why I wasn't going top speed. It was glitched. I think this is a key shot.
Look! Fresh fruit! All we keep your rabbit bush! On the horizon! Sails! Towards the starboard!
This is a good hitting.
The sea, she's fickle. One moment she's sayang you, the next she pulls you back into your depths.
There! No such thing as too much wood, Captain! We need more food now! All hands on deck! To your battle stations! Feast on the
Fuck your shot.
Captain, we've got what we needed.
I want to see something. I want to see something. Come on, come on. Come on. Go for it. Straight on. Yeah, there we go. Shit, I might need to go around these rocks. Yeah. Yep. So, finally getting a ship, and finally getting my flag. Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me. No, not the internet connection thingy. No, it's not, it's fine, it's fine. Look at all those ships right there. All playing.
The Dow. Scrawny little skiffs.
Yeah. Saying my fucking CPU's at 2 point. It's going between 2.8
If Skerlock vouches for
and
you,
my thing is
then we can do
just
business.
11.6.
I was worried you would not make it back. Continue like this, mate, and fortune will surely come your way. You are one step closer to
And
securing
it might
your
be
own
because I'm
vessel.
streaming on 2 different platforms. See where the ship.
You have come many leagues since searching for scraps on the coast. If you have the silver, I will gladly sell you designs stolen from mercantile docks. With the right materials, you can build a ship to rival their best.
Seaworthy ship. Increases damage from ramming by 25%, reduces slowing effect of torn shells by 50%, applies fluid to an enemy ship upon ramming. Ooh. But I want to be a tank with DP, a lot of DPS.
Hulk is in fact
Yeah.
not a big ship.
Oh, crap.
A ship to call your own and a shoreline calling to good fortunes. Speak to Thomas, the blacksmith, next. Unless you plan on ramming your vessel into the next companion boat, he will build you cannons to sink your enemies instead.
I actually want to
Do
know.
you have business for me?
Okay, Defender Tank, Class Hulk. Sentinel. Supporter specializes in friendly ships. The support excels in providing assists that can help turn the tide of battle. Unburdened. Restores severe damage by 0.5% and whole health by 0.5%
Sloops
per
are
second.
popular among pirates.
Restores full health to all friendly ships on a 100-meter radius by 2%. I think this is what I was using in the closed beta. Yeah, it is. Stores 60% more of whole health on a friendly ship. Tank.
My father died when I was a boy, so I became an apprentice in a shipyard to support my family.
Either that or Bombarder. What's a Vanguard?
Take good care of your ship.
Right, that's it. It requires Kaiser.
If Skerlock vouches for you,
I wanna check.
then we can do business.
Yeah, Kaiser one. So I can only do the Bombardier, the Blaster, or the Firebrand. I guess this would be the Bombardier because I can only go up to Brigand 1.
Thank you. Come back again.
Unless I find another
I
ship.
normally wouldn't give a nobody like you the steam off my piss on a good day. But I saw your ship's got nothing sticking out of her gun ports. Hungry little gubby, aren't you? Be careful you don't nibble on company bait. They'll gut you from stern to bow. The extra crash has left us short on supplies. The company knows this, so they're squeezing us tighter. Bring me supplies and I'll build you weapons to skewer those frogs. Before you can take a bite out of the company, you'll need to have teeth. Right now, you're toothless. You need provisions. You'll have to get them yourself. Now, get cracking, mate.
Arms and guns. I wish you didn't have to do it one at a time. Wish you could. Craft 3 coin.
I quit the grog long ago. These fiery cannons, they'll pierce through those dainty company hulls.
Like a rope blocker.
So, you got your decks scrubbed, cannons swabbed, and your loins girded. Good. It's time you rumble to the company ships. The cocky pricks keep helping themselves to my iron. Blast them to bits.
You can access the ship menu from anywhere in the den. Use the manage ship menu. I didn't even finish that. Cosmetics, appearance and do not affect gameplay. Yep. I'm guessing that's the new currency. Yeah. Not my style, this is. Oh, dust. Oh, we get the Cutterpin's offering at Kingpin 1. Looks like there's 3 types of currency. Whatever that is. The octopus gold. And then you got silver. Vindictive. I like the grimy swashbucklers. Blinded and Bell, more like Kiwi Jason. Oh my gosh. No. A pig-legged cat. Mr. Maroon kicks up a fuss if he doesn't get to wear his favorite color. Set sail for Netherland.
on your spyglass so we can identify those French jerks.
Let us find our target, sing it, and take our prize!
From outcast a king then was born upon the sea. There was meant to walk the land, a pirate's life for me. Alas, you winding up the sails to speak to mutiny. Find yourself a wanton port, a bottom of the sea. Yo ho, yo ho, the seas forever roll. Yo ho, yo ho, the winds forever blow. Long after I'm at Davy Jones, sail on not but skull and bones. Yo ho. So you boys raise the sails and drink with me. Here's to us, live long and long live piracy. Bring around into the wide of treasures to be found. A pirate's life, but nothing else. To the ship she's going down. Yo ho, yo ho, the seas forever roll. Yo ho, yo ho, the winds forever blow. Long after I'm at Davy Jones, sail on none but skull and bones. Yo ho.
That's over there! What is it? That ship over there, Captain!
Be ready to attack their doing!
Time to get close! They will be feeding the fish!
I have no idea what
Our weapons are ready, Captain! Let us show them who's boss!
all in a day's work! They will rue this day! Fire away! Don't stop overboard!
Excellent day, Captain!
You're ready to shoot, everyone! Fire! The battleship soon will be!
Oh yeah.
We now have Argos! Keep going! Our port, Captain! The ship is overloaded! Steady!
Ah, cannons!
Here for a restyle, mon coeur? I can tell from a glance you're not a normal pirate. Come, Florentine D'Alesso will turn your
Let's
life
put this
around
room.
with fashion to fit your rising
Jesus
flame.
Christ. It wasn't this bright whenever during the closed beta it was more darker.
That's a great purchase. I need an umbrella.
I need about 500 more. Okay, so the golden ones are the pieces of 8. Gosh damn, it's bright. Which one was it that I was looking at? Rum Runner jacket. That's the one I want. Which one's got the pistol? This one. So 12,000.
The Farah are wary of me.
I need
wonder why.
1,800 pieces of silver. Cause I want the black venom and the red rum runner. Prowler boots.
Are frocks still worn these days? As your reputation grows, remember to ensure your style keeps up.
What the fuck you mean he wrecked his ship in the...
If you're so tired of digging ditches, talk to Scott. Here,
If metalwork is what you need, my anvil's ready. Those frogs barely put up a fight, eh? You did good, mate. Tales of your victory grow taller with every telling. Now you've impressed the other pirates in St. Anne. They're looking to deal with you. I've also got more jobs if you're up to it.
Scoundrel.
This next job will be brutal, but pull through and even Skurlock shall hear of it. See? Companion warships carry rare parts that I would pay well for. Sink the ships and the sea will swallow those parts. You'll need to board the ships.
Alright, let's go.
Thomas the blacksmith is picky with his customers. Why waste one's talents on the unworthy, right? Oh, Captain. Are we setting off?
Goodbye, fare well. We're down.
Goodbye,
Skirmisher, skirmisher.
We're all bound homeward. Hurrah, boys, we're homeward bound. With the will, boys, oh, heave on and strong. Goodbye, fare ye well. Goodbye, fare ye well. A good call. Goodbye, the victor.
Charge them, Captain!
Come on, Captain! Come on down! Lift your head down!
They're weak, Captain! Just a little more!
Got one.
That's it! Keep at it, lad!
What the fuck? There's no fucking way.
I see sails in the distance! Off our port! That business ship we are targeting!
That's all we needed! Time to go, Captain!
Not yet. I'm moving my ship back.
Captain! This is the ship we are after! Fire! Enemy ship ahead! Take us to that ship, and our blade will do the rest!
Burn it, kill him.
No sail, no move!
I can't do the optional objective.
Captain! This is Peter Paper's
Guys, damn, my eyes are unfocusing.
Put him in the brig until he's sober. Put him in the brig until he's sober. Put him in the brig until he's sober. Early in the morning. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Early in the morning. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Oh, Renzo was no sailor. Renzo, boys, Renzo. He was just a stitching tailor. Renzo, boys, Renzo. He was pressed on board a whaler.
And so, boys, and so.
He was just a hopeless failure.
So boys,
The captain gave him 30.
and so, boys, and so.
But his daughter begged for mercy.
Hi, Stone. So, boys, and so. Boys, and so. Boys, and so.
Your infamy rises.
I do need it. Campfires and cooking pots. Just to cook food, good food, extra meat. Is an immediate boost to crew stamina. Cooked food gives stamina regeneration. Meat buffs. I can make so much of this shit. Oh, ho, ho. Oh wait, I got mail. But how are you, Stone? Oh, that. And slot fire long gun. I need to be Buccaneer 1. Wait. Let me see
Even
something.
the sea would have give you a wave.
Are you shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Kill me right now.
I'll build you a fine
Yeah.
weapon. Careful not to blow. You tormented the compagnie, rose in infamy, and earned the respect of your fellow pirates. But you look like shite,
There's a
mate.
gun that I want
Seek out Fornina the Italian, she'll pop you
attached,
up
the
good.
fire long gun that I used in the closed beta here. I can't show you now, but I have to, because I have to fucking purchase some clothes.
Your clothes are beginning to...
It was me.
A fine selection. Come back when you have more coin to spare.
Yeah, but hold on, I'll show you once I get, because I've completed the quest. Because I really just wanted to put that shirt on. I can put on pants and shit later when I have enough silver. I added a lot more quests to this. Because the quest to outfit yourself wasn't even on there last time.
How fares your day, pirate?
This is the one I wanted, the fire long gun one. But it requires Buccaneer 1. And I found this, if I remember correctly, yeah. I'm just gonna...
I could use a drink.
Yeah. Buccaneer 1 is the last, almost the last tier to the max infamy you can get in this. This blueprint space new armor. Which one doesn't do piercing? This one there. I'm gonna buy this. And this. Wood tar.
Anyone that fancies themselves a sea maiden is not the full shilling. Mina wants peace, but I think she's dangerous. So, you've been to the atelier. But clothes aren't all that make the pirate. If you want to rise above the rest, build your infamy. Opportunities of greater reward and risk shall come your way. If any pose too fierce a challenge, I'll forge you something deadlier. Keep cracking, and even kingpins like Skurlock will take notice.
I think I just, yep. I think I leveled up. Ooh, I got my Leor. Yeah, I leveled up to Rover. So I think 2 more levels. Come on, accept this side quest.
Take back what's ours. Remember, we never talked.
Hijacking a blueprint. Yes, Skurlock. And then they added a new person. I think that we can go exploring. I have no idea. You can easily view materials required to craft the items as well as how much each material you have already required. This also reveals the location of all remaining SCP materials on the map, which you
I will improve your ship. Tell me what you need.
I really don't need the hunting. Oh.
I am always here.
Ooh, contracts. Job board. Bloodhound Stride. So much shit is on.
I've heard
Right.
enough about you to know you'll do a decent job ferrying wares. What say you work for Tatamu? My connections in your ship will net us more coin than there are fish in the sea. You are greedy as a shark on the scent of blood. I think we'll get along fine. If you are willing, then heed my advice. Buy wares from me and sell them elsewhere for a profit. As long as I get a cut, we have a deal. Leave the information and contact details to me.
What do I get this? I get commercial catapult. Front product case.
St. Anne is a strange name. Time spent talking is money lost.
What the fuck you mean he wrecked his ship in the waters?
Alright, let's get the mail.
More drags washed up.
I like how I have no pants.
Hey, better watch your mouth in there. Thanks to Captain Fuck up here, I got a French hound sniffing right up my sweaty arsehole. Get him out my sight. Really use a new captain now. Heard you swap that leaky tub of yours. Talk of your deeds grows louder. You've seen my ships in the harbour. Do you know where they're headed? Holds brimming with spices, ambergris, and other delights. They make passage for New York. And in return, the slobber-faced Tulin gives me all the silver, supplies, and guns I need. As long as that flesh pile gets his goods, I can do whatever I want on this island. I control the flow of coin, so I bow down to none. A pirate is always a target. We're enemies of every nation. But when you have coin spilling out your ass, those that would kill you wind up licking that hole till kingdom come.
Okay.
You want this chance, Cully? It's yours. But don't you give me reason to ruin another rug. Those fineries are getting very costly. Now take a job and shove off.
Yeah. Except.
I want you to haul some guns to my allies, the Sea People. They have information on offer. Bring it back. Now, the Sea People and I have a deal. They get the weapons they need from me, and I get full reign of this port. They have been long at war with the clan of Farah, so watch your ass. Farah ships will be on the hunt for you. I don't care who wins. Every day, I make a killing selling these guns. Why bleed for others when you could suck them dry? Some of the Sea People trade goods. Others offer information. As long as the war drags on, the agreement stands. So, bring him enough arms to fight, but never to dominate. We got ourselves a money spinner, Cully. Let's keep it turning.
Brokered ground, 3 open
Off you go.
caches. Alright.
That ale must have been tainted.
Sherlock's allies are in short supply these days. Give the Sea People his weapons, and they'll sing like fairies.
Hey, boys! Oh, don't just hear the old man say, goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well. Oh, don't just hear the old man say, hurrah, me boys, we're homeward bound. We're homeward bound to Liverpool town. Goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well. Where all of them Judies, they will come down. Hurrah, me boys, we're homeward bound. And when we gets to the Wallasey gates, goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well. Sally and hurrah, me boys, we're homeward bound. What is it? Goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well. Here comes Johnny with his 14-month pay. Hurrah, me boys, we're homeward bound. We beat these by gals and we'll ring the old bell. Goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well. Let them Judies will raise Mary.
This will help.
Increases repair amount of repair weapons by 30% for ships. This would be perfect, but I can't buy it because it's cost air 1 and I'm maxed Bergen. I got 2 purplets. Really needed. I'm going 2, which is lounging at tar and a first aid station.
Let the waves guide you.
So long as the sea people remain at war, Skurlock rakes in the profits.
Traffic stations, everyone! Ready! Go! Go! Where will the pieces?
Come on, get in range, generations.
I see merchants! The people ready! Lower the sails!
Release the sail!
in the ocean to smelt gold.
Little Sally. Bully in the alley. Oh shit, dead was a dilly and a dolly. Bully down the shinboard alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the shinboard alley. I will get back, I'll marry little Sally. Bully in the alley. I've 6 kids and live in Shimbo Alley. Bully down the Shimbo Alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the Shimbo Alley.
What can it be? These people are so excited!
Weapons are ready!
Good shot, Captain! I will know your name, Captain!
Captain, you are no power! We're nearly got them!
Hold on!
Caposasa!
Magos! Keep going! Captain, it's up and running! Get down! Faster! You need a break! Now! Sir! Sir! Turn around and let me cover here!
They're attacking us!
They will be feeding us fishes! Ready!
Captain, consider it done!
I don't want to fight you guys.
Reinforcements! Prepare yourselves!
Guys, man. Where the fuck am I getting shot from? I'm gonna... but that's gonna be the end of this stream, guys. I hope you do enjoy, and I'll be back.